Hey guys, it's Cendrica LaJane again. So apparently there's a bad connection whenever I am trying to go live on my Facebook page. Facebook always goes out. So there's no topic for this video anymore because it just discontinued. So I want to share with you all that I just finished speaking and teaching my Four Figure Speak class on tonight. So there is some information that I wanted to share with those of you who are considering transitioning into a speaking career as another source of income. So if you're already speaking and you're maybe wanting to amp up that particular income that you're bringing in, or if you've never spoken before and you're trying to figure out, like, what do I need to be a speaker? I want to share with you guys 5 things on a checklist that you actually should have in your hand before getting a speaker engagement. If you have these 5 things, I guarantee you that not only will you secure a speaking engagement, but it will become a paid speaking engagement, okay? You will get paid for it. So the first thing that you want to have as a speaker, that means that you want to get on a stage. Number one, you've got to have a speaker one sheet. So a speaker one sheet is very similar to your license. If you think about what's on your license when someone is asking you to provide your license, your name is on there, your address is on there. They even have the audacity to have your weight on your license. Like, why do people need to know how much you weigh? But also the identification of your hair and your eyes. These are all things that tells the inquirer who you are. Hi, Aunt. Thank you for joining the broadcast. So, similar to your license, the speaker one sheet, it tells people who you are as a speaker. So on this one sheet, you're going to have some very specific things. You're going to have a high resolution photo. So a high resolution photo, this is a photo that is not from your cell phone. It's a professional, nice photo, a headshot of yourself, a headshot usually of yourself. You're going to also have your speaking topics. So if you're someone who's very passionate about maybe financial empowerment and you speak on that, or you want to speak on that, or maybe you're someone that's into youth empowerment, you're a faith speaker, you're very passionate about the Word of God and seeing it manifest in the lives of people, then these are topics that you want to put on your speaker one sheet. Also, of course, you're going to have booking information. So after you have shared your speaking topics, you have your photo, you're also going to have on your speaker one sheet your media. So if you've been published anywhere in any magazines or website, let's say you're just starting out. Maybe you have been a guest speaker on a podcast, or maybe you've created your own podcast on like SoundCloud or somewhere on a Google Play in some platform. So you can put that down. If you do YouTube videos on a regular, let's say you do a series on the weekend or something like that, then you can feature that on your speaker one sheet. If you've written a book, all these things speak to the media that you have. If there have been testimonials about your book or about you helping someone, maybe you've helped someone get out of debt, or you've been influential in helping them to make money in their online businesses. So whatever that testimonial is, you can use this as part of your credibility on your one sheet. So that's one thing that you want to make sure that you have, and that is a speaker one sheet. Okay? And next, you want to talk about, again, your speaker topics. So I've shared that with you as I talked about the one sheet. So these are checklist items that you must know down pat. Have at least 3. Have at least 3. Maybe you're passionate about a whole lot of stuff. Have at least 3 major topics so that it's an option. Okay? Now what this does is, if you're targeting an event or an organization that is specific, then your topics should really resonate with that organization. So if those topics don't resonate with that organization, then they know that you won't be the right speaker for them at that time, okay? And so, hey Tara, thanks for watching. So that's why it's very, very important for you to list what it is that you speak about, okay? It should be very, very specific to your particular identity. The third thing that you want to have on your checklist before getting on anybody's stage, before securing the speaking engagement, is your bio. Okay? You need to have 3 different types of biographies: a long biography, a short biography and a marketing biography. And I'll explain to you the difference. So let's say an organization is not as familiar with you at all, that you're basically cold calling and you're wanting to pitch yourself to speak at a particular event, and they don't know a lot about you. In that instance, you want to make sure that you have a very long bio so that they can get a full picture of who you are. Okay? And again, bios are usually upon request. You can have it as a supplement. It wouldn't be in your initial email when you're pitching yourself to speak at a conference or speak on stage or speak at an event, okay, or start a partnership, like a strategic partnership. So you would have that long bio as a supplement in addition to you sharing how you would be an asset to that particular organization. Now, your short bio is you're probably going to use your short bio more often than anything. I know that I do. So I usually send my short bio when I am pitching myself to people that I do know, or someone has asked me to speak, or someone has asked me to do a partnership with them, then I would send them my short bio. It's probably about 7 or 8 sentences, 9 sentences. Okay, so a little longer than a paragraph, and it does have like my picture with it, so it's not a lot. And if you have I would say if you have over 10 years of experience, then you probably have done a lot of things, okay, in your life. And so when people already know you, they already want you, that means that they are a warm market to you. They're warm, so you don't have to like cuddle up to them or give them warm fuzzies. They just need to know a little bit more about you for maybe the brochure or the program or, the flyer of the event that they're going to be marketing on your behalf. And so your marketing bio, this is pretty much the shortest. So your marketing bio is going to say, she's an award-winning event planner and well sought after global speaker. That's going to be it. So that's your marketing bio that you're actually going to use in your 4th area of your checklist for the 5 things that you need, which is speaker videos. So you want to have speaker videos as well when you're wanting to get on a stage to speak. So what these speaker videos do, they give your audience, the organization, or the person who you're wanting to basically speak on their platform, it gives them an idea of how you present and you engage with their audience. All right. So that's very, very important. That's very important for them to see. If you are a preacher or someone who speaks on faith and spirituality, they want to know, like, truly, what are your beliefs? Are you a more charismatic preacher where you're running all across the stage and hooping and hollering? Well, it may sound surprising to you guys, but not everybody is into that. Okay? There are believers who are very well-mannered and they're more of a lecture style. And so if you're a lecture style speaker, then they will be more excited to hear you speak versus someone that they feel is more charismatic. All right. So your speaker videos, and very specific to your speaker videos, you want to also have a testimonial reel if you can. So your testimonial reel, this comes from your clients or your followers. These are people who you have had influence on. So remember earlier I talked about maybe you helped someone get out of debt, or maybe you were able to minister to someone and encourage them, and they were so moved that they want to share a video. Most times people will text you or give you an email, or they'll even DM you and share with you how you've encouraged them. And so that's awesome. And it's okay to ask, hey, I know that I remember you had sent me an email earlier on this year about XYZ. Would you be open to creating a video as well? I am building my social brand, my social proof, and I would love to feature you as a part of that video reel. And so if you ask, more times than not, people will do that for you. And so you can create a culmination of these different testimonials, and it happens, people can do it right on their cell phone. We make videos all the time. So you can do it right on your cell phone, and they can send it to you in email. It doesn't have to be elaborate, 2 minutes or less, okay, or a minute or less. And so this, again, is a culmination of something that you will feature to show organizations and people, hey, Minister Gray, hey, Tara, hey, Cherie, how you doing? Hey, guys. So let me reset since more people have joined us. Actually, Cendrica LaJane, all of you guys know me, and I actually finished teaching my four-figure speak class. I teach that on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And so we had a lot of questions and we went over a variety of things. And so I just wanted to share these highlights, like top 5 things with you guys to help you prepare for the stage. This is the time that everybody pretty much are getting their speaking engagements for 2018 together. So for the first quarter, I can say most people are done for their speaking engagement, January through March, and like even the second quarter. So right now we're in a season where if you have not gotten your speaking engagements or your platform ready for 2018, then you're already preparing for fall conferences in 2018. So that would be August, September, possibly July, maybe June. Okay, so this information is really going to help you. So that's the fourth thing. You want to make sure that your speaker videos that you have, testimonial videos, also on stage. So we talked about people need to see you to see what type of speaker you are. And then number 3, action shots. Okay, so these are just shots of you where you're not posing, okay, you're not voguing it out. You're actually doing something. Maybe you're doing a customer service somewhere, or you're doing a community service event and your business or organization is sponsoring something. So you want to have shots of that as well in your video reel. So the 5th thing I want to share with you guys is you want to make sure that you have high resolution photos. So these again are the 5 top things that you need before you get on stage. And also, if you're wanting to be paid highly as a speaker in any type of venue, these are the 5 things that you want to have. So it's not good enough that you take a photo on your cell phone. Just as Beyonce doesn't take professional photos with her cell phone, she actually has that light. We call it the Beyonce light. So that if you do take a cell phone picture, it doesn't look as though it's a cell phone picture. It looks professionally done. So of your photos that you take, you want to make sure that you have a headshot. You want to also make sure that you have, again, professional shots of you speaking on stage. Okay? So those are the top 5 things. I'll go over them again. Number 1, you want to make sure you have a 1-page speaker sheet. Every real speaker has one. So what this means is when you're pitching yourself to someone, or if you've already solidified a contract, contracts for your speaking gigs. So if you don't have a contract for your speaking gig, then 9 times out of 10, you're not speaking on a professional level. So having a contract means that it's serious. That means that you know whether or not you can sell your products at an event. There are agreed upon terms. There is a definite time period of when you're going to speak, how much time you're going to be there. Without a contract, and this is for free, this is actually for another video and a little information that I do share with my paid clients. But without a contract, you will literally come to an event expecting to speak 30 minutes to an hour at the most and actually be there 3 hours. Okay? On the platform with other speakers, and you had no idea because you're accustomed to speaking maybe 30, 45 minutes or an hour, and you go on to your next gig because your schedule is busy. And so you're frustrated, the event planner is frustrated because now you have to leave and you did not anticipate having to speak longer. And so that's why for professional paid speakers, we always recommend, and I teach, to have a contract in place. If you're in ministry, your contract is called a covenant agreement. All right, a covenant agreement, and it's very similar to, in a corporate sense, a contract, and it's simply an agreement saying whether you're going to be paid, if you're going to be paid via an honorarium or maybe in kind, such as your travel or hotel and food. Maybe they don't have a budget to physically pay you, but they will cover your plane tickets. Or maybe they will also offer you the opportunity to have video of you speaking there. And so those are called in-kind things, or they will allow you to sell your products. Maybe you've written a book, or you have some awesome t-shirts that say, I'm the queen, I run this thing, God is my king and my crown and everything. So like if you have products, then all of those type of activities will be in a speaker agreement or a covenant for those of you who are in ministry. So that's your speaker one sheet, and your speaker one sheet, you guys can watch the video as to what should be on that sheet. You can look at the replay if you missed it. Number 2, you want to have your speaker topics. Okay, again, we're talking about, hey, Reverend Stephanie, thanks for joining. So your speaker topics, those are the things that you speak about. So we talked about your identity. You want to have at least 3 topics. Maybe you know everything because you're awesome and amazing and you have a lot of education and experience. Well, people don't care about that. They want to know who you are and what are you passionate about. So have at least 3 major topics, and that's going to be also a part of your speaker one sheet. You want to have 3 bios, and you just keep these bios under wrap. A long one, a short one, and a marketing bio. Okay? And we talked about why. 4 high resolution photos. Not your Snapchat photos. That's not going to work if you're trying to get paid and if you're trying to get booked. Okay. Also, one thing that I think I neglected to share on the speaker one sheet from earlier, you want to make sure that you have your contact information on there, your booking. How can people book you? How can they reach you? Do you have a professional email? Do you have a phone number? And let me just give this for free. Do not give your personal cell number on your professional or ministry related materials for marketing. All right. If you're unable to afford a separate line, get you a Google Voice number. It's free. That's what everybody's using. Okay. Even those who can afford like a second line, they use Google Voice. It's free. It's set up that way. And you can have all of your professional information go to this voicemail. And one thing that I love about Google Voice, because I have it as well, is that it forwards all my voicemails to my personal cell phone. So why is this important? So just like if you're still working a job, maybe you're a teacher or you're still in corporate America, so you don't have your girlfriends or your personal calls come to your office. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully that's not how you live in. So you have your professional calls to come to your office. And so it's the same if you're in business or you're starting a business or you're starting a speaking business, okay? An additional source of income for yourself. You want to set yourself up in the best possible way as a professional, as someone who's passionate, as an expert. So you want to have your ducks in a row. And the 5th thing that you must have if you're wanting to get on stage as a highly paid speaker, the 5th thing is speaker videos. Now, I'll be honest with you. When I started speaking back here, paid speaking, I should say, I've been speaking all my life, but I started getting paid for speaking in 2013. And I had no idea that people would pay me to speak. And it just sort of happened. I was just doing what I do. People would ask me to come speak at different organizations, different churches. Then it began to be conferences. Then it began to be colleges. And I was like, whoa, I might need to, try to monetize this. And I got my first check by surprise. And I didn't have videos. But one thing that I did start to do was to ask. I was speaking for a church. And we had a media department, media ministry. And I noticed that they were traveling with the pastor when he spoke. So I asked the pastor, well, is there opportunity that someone from media could also travel with me when I go to speak? And he afforded that opportunity with a yes. And so that's how I began to get like DVDs of myself speaking at a church. And then if I wasn't speaking at a church, I would actually ask coworkers or friends that I knew that were in media, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Are you able to come? Or literally, they would take videos of me with their cell phone. So you want to make sure that you're having with your speaker videos that you have some of you on stage, and also that you have video of yourself doing just action shots. So different things as well. And also testimonials. Okay, so those 3 types of speaker videos will help you. And I think I also share with you promos. So if you're wanting to market yourself as a speaker, hey, if you have an iPhone 7 and above, you can create, just as you create movies with different pictures and stuff, you can do the exact same thing on that phone, or you can get it professionally done. Or you can utilize, download some editing software, and you can create it yourself. So I hope those 5 things actually help you guys relative to getting on stage and securing paid speaking engagements. If you don't have these 5 top things now, that's okay. You can actually start building, put the information together. So I do have what I call my 4-figure speaker engagement checklist where I have these 5 items and the additional things that would go with them. So that's actually being created by my team right now. So I don't have it all professionally done, but if you're interested in that, you can DM me or email me at info@cendrika.com, and I'll send it to you when my team is done creating it. I don't have time to do it, so I have to outsource. And so they're creating that. So again, if you're interested, I do have also and because I offer this as a free gift, I also have a 1-page speaker sheet. So if you don't already have that as a free gift, if you've not downloaded that, it's black and gold. You can change the colors. It's editable. So you can also add your photo to it. If you've spoken other places, like your past speaking engagements, you would add those on there as well. If you've had any media spots on TV or and for those of you who may be starting out and so you don't have like TV appearances or large conferences, what I would offer for you is, let's say you've spoken in your local community. Maybe you've spoken for Career Day, like at a school. So you can literally highlight that and you can coin yourself, Career Day speaker at, and list the school or university that you've spoken at. So those count as well. And then you can continue to build yourself. And even if you do Facebook videos like this one, hey, you can highlight yourself there as well. So there's a way that you can show yourself as a professional speaker, as someone who knows what you know, because you do know something. Okay, you went to school, you're educated, or you went to school at Hard Knocks, so you do have something that right now you're doing for somebody else, if you work for someone else. And so you could use that. So again, if you guys are interested in that free speaker one sheet, you can email me again at info@cendrika.com. That's CINDRICK.com. Do you guys have any questions before I leave? Oh, thank you guys. Hey, Katrina, did you go to the gym yesterday? I didn't forget. Well, maybe I forget to send you a text, but you were supposed to go to the gym yesterday. And you're so welcome for sharing the information. I went to the gym. I've gone to the gym twice this week. As a matter of fact, I'm missing Zumba right now. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I'll do something before going to bed. Katrina and I, we're serious about 2018. We're going to live. We're going to be a little finer because God is making it be that way. Right? Well, that's all I have for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And again, if you're interested in that speaker one sheet, or you want the checklist, a more defined checklist, more than what I offered today, again, you can DM me or email me. And so when they're done, I'll just send it to you. All right, blessings. Good night, guys. Good night. Good night.